What's up, everybody? Turn this down a little bit. What's up, everybody? We here. I'm about to do the college football playoffs release. I'm in like the man cave type. I gotta watch my head. But this where we at. So here we go.
It's the 12th year of the college football playoffs, second year of the 12-team field, and 12 people making the determination of how these teams will be ranked, at least to start. All hats checked at the door. You
So they voted. They got a whole board. It's crazy.
Various teams that are under consideration. Glad to have you with us. College football playoff top 25.
Top 25.
We're going to show you the rankings in a matter of moments. We haven't seen them. You see them when we do. Reese Davis, Booger McFarland, Joey Galloway, and Greg McElroy. What are you looking forward to tonight, Boog?
Well, just to see the makeup of this committee. It's a new committee, and just to see what they're weighing. I think the biggest thing I always look for every year is how do you weigh the head-to-head. And we got two teams with a couple of losses, Miami and Notre Dame. They've played each other. Miami beat Notre Dame. One team is ascending. The other team is descending. How does this committee look at these two teams tonight? I think where they're ranked tonight gives us just a little bit of insight to that.
I want to see what happens at the top of the three undefeated teams: Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M. They're going analytics or they're going eye test. When you look at these three teams,
Ohio State gotta be
tonight,
one.
Now again, this is the beginning, Greg.
Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3.
But I do want to see what they do with those three teams because their resumes are so different.
I love Joey. Always, it'll take care of itself. Yeah, it always takes care of itself. Like the last 2 years, there's been no drama on selection day. The team I'm most intrigued by a mile is Georgia Tech. This year, the committee, albeit different individuals, also slightly different weight to the analytics and the criteria. You now have schedule strength metric, which is slightly different than what we've seen in the past. We also have record strength metric than what we've seen in the past. It's weighed more heavily.
What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining.
Georgia Tech's got
Make
a
sure you
beautiful
stay.
team
We
going
here.
record. They've looked really good
We basically gonna do the playoffs selection for the 2025, the college playoffs. My name's Matt. What's up? Make sure you get comfortable. We here. I'm not sure exactly what time they're gonna announce it, but yeah, we here.
Where are they this year with the new weight on schedule strength and on record strength? That's what I'm fascinated to find out.
Right, and record strength is an official criteria for the selection committee for the first time, meaning how well did you play against your schedule. Now, you've seen this on ESPN.com, and committee members can look at it if they want, but it's an official metric now. Just a reminder of how things are. We tweak the field just a little bit, or not the field, but at least seeding the field. 5 highest-ranked conference champions all get spots in the field. Then after that, it will just be the highest-ranked teams. Now, when you start to fill out the bracket for the final rankings, the 4 highest-ranked teams, regardless of whether they won a conference, regardless of conference affiliation, will be seeded 1 through 4. Then beyond that, you'll have 8 teams playing in the first round. Those top 4 get the bye. The teams seeded 5 through 8 will get games on campus. We need to get more games on campus, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Then we'll play throughout the bracket. No reseeding or anything like that. Quarterfinals and semifinals in the traditional bowl sites that you see there. Then the national championship game will be played in the greater Miami area on January 19th, and that's when they will decide. So now let's look at the initial rankings from the college football playoffs.
Here we go.
Brought to you by Allstate. Team checking in at number 25 after losing to Oklahoma and
Tennessee.
Volunteers. At number 24, ahead of Josh Heupel's team.
Pitt.
Pittsburgh Panthers. Now, Pittsburgh only has 1 loss in ACC play, explosive offense, and 1 non-conference loss.
And they might be one of the most impactful teams remaining. They still play Notre Dame, they play at Georgia Tech, and they host Miami in their final 3 games. So this team, albeit at 24, has a huge impact on what this playoff might look like.
Number 23. The Washington Huskies. The Huskies only lost. Now, they didn't score much against either Ohio State or Michigan, but otherwise, Jed Fish's team has been rolling an explosive offense. Number 22. Eli Drinkwitz's Missouri Tigers in a big opportunity coming for them when they play Texas A&M.
Okay. You talk about a team that is going to play a factor. Look no further than Missouri from strength of record, the teams they played, to now the big tip coming up against A&M.
Number 21.
Michigan.
Michigan. Now, the Wolverines have probably lost their two most difficult games. They have the win over Washington. They lost the game on the road to Oklahoma, lost the game on the road against USC.
And they will play Ohio State at the end of the season. As we talked
Whoa,
about,
that's a
possibly
big
get that
game.
fourth Big Ten team. If they get 4, look at Michigan, look at
Big
USC, who I'm expecting to be coming up pretty soon.
That's a great point. USC and Washington are going to play later on, too. Let's look at number 20. At number 20,
Iowa. Okay.
Guys,
Very interesting.
they've improved over the course of the season. The offense, even with Mark Gronowski, quarterback, started very slowly, getting better. Shot at Iowa. I mean, at Oregon, I should say, coming up for now.
And you have to wonder, is the first team where you're like, all right, are they factoring in a good loss? Nobody played Indiana better than Iowa. So maybe they're factoring that in a little bit here, even though when you look at their best win against the 6-3 Minnesota team, everyone else is under 500. Bit of a reach here, but maybe they're factoring in how they played against Indiana.
Yeah, and the loss to Iowa
All
State.
right, here we
early
go.
in the
We had
cycle
20. Here we go. Here we go.
Barrett's team checking in at number 20, also reflecting some strength in the Big Ten so far that we've seen in these rankings. Number 19. Speaking of strength in the Big Ten, they are
USC,
the Trojans of USC.
And there's USC. They play Oregon later on in the season, so they'll have a chance to maybe make a statement there. They did beat Michigan also, so when you talk that fourth Big Ten team, they do have a win over Michigan.
A lot of big games coming in the Big Ten for positioning and trying to make a finish.
Miami at
This is a bit of
18.
a fall. Book, you mentioned this right off the top of the show. Miami descending. They lost the game to Louisville with all the turnovers, and they lost SMU this past.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Here we go. We have Miami at 18. Miami at 18. Miami will be ranked 18 in the country. So we're trying to see who the college playoffs are going to be. So let's tune in. 17, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Wow.
Lost to North Carolina State, ranked 17.
I think it's about right. I mean, I think this is a good football team. They had a really bad day. Now they get a chance to potentially bounce
That's a
back.
good
The
team.
schedule does strengthen down the stretch for Georgia Tech. Still have
Thank you
Georgia.
for watching. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Here we go. Here we go. We have 17. We have 17. About to get inside the top 15.
Vanderbilt Commodores
Vanderbilt.
after that loss to Texas. Vanderbilt's lost a couple of road games to Texas and Alabama, but still in the fight at 7-2. Big hill to climb if they want to fight their way into the SEC championship game. Louisville has only a loss in overtime to Virginia. They beat Miami, and the Cardinals and Jeff Brom ranked number 15. How about number 14? And
UVA.
likely the difference here between Virginia and Louisville.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think when you look at this committee, it's important to see where they're stacking these two teams at right now. To me, this is great insight when it comes to the head-to-head. And before we all lose our mind on the last Sunday.
Speak for yourself. No. Number 13. Here comes
Utah.
the Big 12.
Okay.
The Utah Utes, they've had a couple of impressive games last 2 wins, one over Colorado and then Cincinnati on Saturday night. They put the hammer down against the Bearcats.
It looked really good. And when we talk about which conferences get how many bids, ACC team sitting right behind Utah. Between Big 12 and ACC, a lot of question going to be at the end, which conference will get a second bid, a second team in.
Okay, now quick reminder as we see number 12 and then number 11. That you have the Five Eyes ranked conference champions and the next 7
All right, here we
highest
go.
ranked teams. Typically, that means that the cut line is going to be between 11 and 12. So, with that in mind, let's see.
All right, 11 and 12. 11 and 12. Here we go. Here we go.
Oklahoma
Oklahoma.
Sooners.
Okay.
They're
They barely in there. They
after
barely in
John
there.
Tier was injured. Big win on the road against Tennessee. They've got a shot at Alabama coming up later.
All right, here we got 11. We got 11. We got 11.
Ranked 12th, sitting with an opportunity to earn their spot. Number 11, this is probably the cut line. The Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
And then, at least right now, with a similar resume.
And it's amazing, as bad as Texas has looked at times this season, they're right in position and they have a lot of roadway left in front of them. If they can continue to play, Texas could wind up getting
In
this
2
playoff.
weeks, they go to Georgia.
So very
Yes,
good.
yeah,
Texas
That's
could
when
get
we'll
in
find
there.
out what Texas
Texas could get in there. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Listen, we're in the top 11. Texas just got
by
picked.
very narrow margins. Mississippi State and Kentucky. Hey, just win,
All right, we in
baby.
the top 11, y'all. We in the top 11. Texas just got picked. Here we go. Here we go. We about to go in the top 10. We got to go in the top 10.
It's kind of, you hold your nose, it's kind of where they wind up. You know, a little bit, but now an opportunity to finish strong. There's no rule against improving over the course of the season. Who's number 10?
Notre
Fighting
Dame.
Irish of Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is
2
10.
losses, first 2 games of the season, one on the literal last play of the game, the other on the virtual last play of the game after missing an extra point, and they're getting some respect because of how they played and probably how tight those losses.
And the way they look now, they look like a dominant football team running the
BC
ball.
notwithstanding, Saturday. Everybody's entitled to one.
Everybody's entitled to one.
Yeah.
And if you have one close game that doesn't bother, but Notre Dame's an important team. It's going to be important because later on, as we talk, Texas A&M and where they're ranked, that's on their resume.
I think visible improvement on one particular side of the ball. What was their biggest challenge early in the year defensively? The secondary was struggling. They were banged up. They had injuries. They could probably point to, well, hey, they were out some guys. They didn't know who they were. New DC. And now all those players and coaches that are in the room are saying, look how they're playing now 8 games into this, 8 games later. They're a completely different unit on that side of the ball.
And just like last year, they've got reinforcements coming, we hope, it seems, from injury on the
Okay,
offense.
here we go. We at 9. We at 9.
The
Oregon.
Ducks. Now, this is a team I was really interested
I haven't
to see.
seen Miami at
They
all.
have
This is
Indiana,
crazy. They like put them
and
that
Eugene.
high still.
Not a lot of other things on their resume.
Overtime against Penn State, which at the time looked like a pretty good win.
But now
But
it doesn't.
since then,
Right.
it does not look great. They went to overtime with Penn State.
I think everybody acknowledges the firepower. There's no one that denies
We got
the
to play
ceiling that
Miami
Oregon has on their
above.
best day. We saw it against Rutgers. But
Miami got to be
right
at
now, their
8,
best
bro.
wins against a 5-3 Northwestern team. And that's no disrespect to the Wildcats. It's just they haven't had a chance to really prove it yet, albeit having lost to Indiana and the way things went now for Penn State.
Well, the one thing I do want to point out, while they don't have a big resume win, if you look at ESPN strength of schedule, it's still top 40. It's not like it's bottom of the
Yeah,
country.
hey, I understand it's top 40, but they don't, to your point, Greg, they've had an opportunity to show us. You can't control who's on the schedule.
No, you
just
can't.
beat who's on your schedule and beat them by a big margin, and they haven't been able to do
And
that.
things get much tougher for them down the stretch. Washington's on the schedule, SC's on the schedule. You got Iowa this week. A lot still coming up for them.
Let's go to number 8.
Texas
Texas Tech. Only the one loss against Arizona State. Joey McGuire's team and that great defense at number 8, great position. Huge game coming up with BYU. College game day will be there. And BYU is sitting there at number 7. Had a little bit of a guess. Promise haven't seen it. Felt like the right spot for the Cougars. Undefeated there.
I think we all
Look at you.
expected.
Yeah,
Played 8
bro.
this weekend.
The only blemish on BYU's resume is the quarterback's wearing 47. That should be a number that sacks quarterbacks, not one that is a
I
quarterback.
don't know. Michael Irvin rocked it pretty good there for a while.
That's a wide receiver.
Ole
You don't
Miss.
give- yeah, no, Darren Pollock on some water there. Number 6, Ole Miss is 8-1. Lane Kiffin.
Dang, Miami not even ranked at all, probably.
Affection in the coaching carousel. His team's ranked 6.
And I think if there's a such thing as a good loss, I think we look at Ole Miss's loss at Georgia, the way they played in that game, went head-to-head with Georgia. If you watch that game, you give Ole Miss credit for that
Yeah,
game, even though they lost the
Yeah,
game.
the week
They
after
gave them a run for their money.
to the wire with Washington State. It was like, what are they doing?
I think the next 2 are going to be pretty predictable and easy, and probably some head-to-head as we go to number 5. It's going to be the top 3 the census. Georgia's
Georgia.
5. Only lost to Alabama. Is Alabama 4? I assume they are. They are.
4.
So Alabama is number 4. So that leaves Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M. 1, 2, 3. We talked about that.
Texas
Joey
A&M.
has an idea, but it is A&M, Joey. But you said you'd have number 1.
Indiana.
A&M as at number 3.
That is surprising to me because of the analytics, because of the record strength, because of the schedule strength. Texas A&M is ranked in both those metrics above Ohio State and above Indiana. I'm surprised that they're number 3.
And to your point, and we talked about this a lot, Reese, they may have the best win in the sport going on the road in South Bend, beating that Notre Dame team, and we see where they are now.
Let's look at the top 2 now with A&M beating number 3. And obviously, there's 2 games to play and maneuvering to do. We are
Indiana.
likely on target for an Ohio State, Indiana Big Ten championship game, barring some pretty significant upset the rest of the way.
Ohio State.
Your schedule is very
Well,
favorable.
folks,
Ohio State, of
there you
course,
have it.
Michigan, they don't play each other.
Ohio State still leads the pack. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, let's see how it pans out. Indiana, Ohio State have to play. Oregon has to play Washington. It's a lot that can happen. Y'all stay tuned. Yeah.